Hey guys, what's going on? Good morning. Welcome to our morning node. This is GAR Capital on YouTube. Thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Carlos Garcia. I'm the founder and CEO of GAR Capital. We do this every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on our YouTube channel, GAR Capital. We got it locked in. Make sure to click on the bottom right-hand corner. That is your subscribe button. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos that we do have. So, let's go ahead and talk market, shall we? Dow futures down 13 points. We had a nice little boost after the unemployment number that came out. I'll give you the details in a second. Nasdaq futures soaring up 0.57%. E-mini futures flat right now, 33.70 as we tapped 33.82 and a half yesterday. We are also Bitcoin futures down 1% at 1155.55. Russell 2000 futures pretty flat right now, down 0.04%. Crude oil futures 42.65, basically flat. Gold futures down 0.44% at 19.40 an ounce. Silver futures 26.46, up nearly 2%. Let's see, the dollar index down 0.40%, 93.07. And for my Forex people, euro dollar 118.45, up 59 pips, and dollar yen up about 5 pips at 106.94. So that's where we are this morning. Okay, so again, I'll do the monologue and talk about the markets and what I see. More than likely, that answers your questions before you even ask it. So I suggest you wait for the monologue, that I speak for a little bit, talk about what's going on, and then you ask your questions if I miss anything. All right, E-mini futures, nearly all-time highs. All-time highs is 33.97. We're really right there, creeping up. Nice big boost yesterday. I put a chart the other day up about the channel that we had on E-mini futures, and then we had a bounce coming up, and we got it. So here we go. Nice day yesterday, obviously, and 33.82 we were there, and then we kind of faded at the end of the day. Nothing wild, but that's where we are. I have some spy calls with the team, so again, I'm expecting all-time highs, expecting a boost here. Couple of names that I'm seeing some breakouts here that you want to go ahead and write down. Apple breaking out above the new all-time high of 456.72. It is now at 457.19. I do think 460 is in play. So again, watch Apple. Nvidia breaking out as well. Bottom left-hand corner of my screen. You can see that breakout above 460.19. That's a break. So take a look at Apple. Take a look at Nvidia. Could be great for some calls. SPY again, bull flagging as well. We know that. 338.28 break. We're off to the races. Let's see, one more stock that I talked about yesterday with the members and we got it was Tesla. That stock split deal was a boon. I actually added one more share of Tesla to my portfolio, and that was perfect. Perfect buy. I bought it at 15.20 with our investment club, and we're up about $100 on it. So pretty cool. Again, it just added to the portfolio. So either way, I've been owning it for a while now, as you know. 16.13. Your resistance here is your all-time high, 17.16. If you wanted to play Tesla, take a look at the next week calls. We played the 2000s yesterday, and we caught it. I mean, wow, that was absolutely insane how we caught that. So Tesla is going to be on the move again. That stock split deal helped Apple. It's probably going to help Tesla too. So Tesla is going to be on the move again. We're up about 4.5% pre-market. I still think it keeps moving. It's actually breaking out here. I'll go ahead and show you on Tesla. You could see right over here this little range that we've had for around 1545 to around 1400-ish, and then just a pure break. So you could target 1700. It would be really expensive to trade, mind you. So again, if you do want to trade Tesla, probably go next week out. You'd have to go about 2000, 2100 above to really play it. Really out of the money calls because it's really expensive if you wanted to play it. So let's see if you retake that level around 16, 15, and that'll kind of give it to you. Last thing I want is a reversion from the highs today. So we're getting a little bit of red right now, pre-market. I don't know if any news came out, but nothing much here. I don't see anything crazy here that's moving the market right now. Dow futures, S&P futures are basically flat. Dow futures are down 42, but Nasdaq rotation back to the Nasdaq, I guess. Apple's breaking out due to the subscription bundles. That's kind of probably going to compete against Peloton and Nike for fitness. So Apple, that's just their thing. They went after Netflix. They have Apple TV. Netflix is fine, obviously. And I guess Peloton, if who knows what Apple's going to do, when is it going to come out? But I mean, Apple's just gobbling up. And they also offered a 40-year bond offering. They're just borrowing more money very cheaply right now. Probably the Fed will buy it, who knows? But to them, for Apple, it's easier for them and it's cheaper for them to borrow money than it is to bring money overseas and get taxed on it. Remember, they have tons of cash. So again, if they repatriate money from overseas, they have to pay high taxes on it, right? Well, it's cheaper for them to borrow at basically nothing in the capital markets. We talk about capital markets on the podcast. If you want to take a look at that episode on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, it's cheaper for them to do that. So again, the 40-year bond auction, I like it. I like that move. It tells me that they want to go ahead and either one or two things, either expand into something else, who knows, like the subscription deal, or it's buybacks. And again, I love a company that buys back their stock. Again, it shows confidence in their company. Remember, buybacks reduce the supply, which increases the price. Now, not every buyback it works. Take a look at IBM, for example. They've been buying back their stock for years, and the stock has actually gone down. So it doesn't work for everybody, but Apple's in a world of its own. So I'm welcoming that for sure. So we also had economic data today. Weekly jobless claims fell to about 960,000, below the 1.1 million consensus expectation. 15.48 continuing claims compared to 15.8. So again, good news on that end. The less positive news were that absolute levels seem historically high, and this won't help resolve the relief bill. Basically, we need another stimulus. Nothing has been basically done. So, uh, in regards to stock splits, I know a lot of people ask me like, it really doesn't do anything. Yeah, technically it doesn't do anything. Obviously, it doesn't change the fundamentals. Again, for Apple, would you rather have 4 quarters or a dollar? It's still a dollar. It doesn't change the value. What it does psychologically, it helps individuals who maybe or don't have that much money that would want to buy Apple instead of at $400 a share, they'll buy it at 100. So they don't feel like, damn, this is expensive. Now, granted, you do have the fractional shares, right? Now, but again, it just feels better for certain individuals to say, oh, I could buy more shares of Apple. So I own more shares at $100 a pop than I have 4 shares of $100 a pop than 1 share of 400. Back in the day, you're talking about 80s and 90s, when you bought stock, you called your broker. This is before the internet. You had to call your broker and say, I want one lot of, let's say, Microsoft. Well, that's 100 shares. That's one lot, right? If you're a Ford trader, you know what a lot is. But if you want, and remember that you pay commission on that, like 1% commission. Okay, so the higher the stock price, the more commission you have to pay. Obviously, it's 1% total. So back then as well, if you wanted to buy something less than 100, it'd be considered an odd lot. So let's say if you wanted 20 shares of Microsoft, the broker would be like, there's another fee attached to that. There's a fee for doing an odd lot. Remember, back then, guys, they had to call on the phone. This is the 80s and the 90s, and they had to send a chute of the orders to the floor broker in the NYSE and actually place the order with somebody there. Now with the internet, everything is online. You could just do it directly. If you're on TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, you just put in your order and then they route it to the exchanges and it gets filled. So there you go. I mean, obviously, efficiency and innovation have created that to make it make it easier for everybody to buy stocks and bring commissions down, bring costs down. That's just technology for you. That's progress for you. So it doesn't really make a difference now on that split thing. But again, it's more of a psychological thing. I welcome it. I like it. I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon does it next. So keep an eye on Amazon. I'm not saying they'll do it tomorrow, but again, I'm thinking that they will. Now, Jeff Bezos says before that he has no intention to split, but he's done it before. So it's not like it's never been done. Like Google has never split their stock. So there is no kind of prerequisite there, but Amazon has. So again, I'd rather go with a company in a sense that, or bet on the company that has done it already than that has never done it. So again, there's a ton of companies that could do it. I posted that on Instagram yesterday. Like a Netflix could do it, a Costco could do it. A ton of names that have high sticker price for the stock. It doesn't mean their value, but just a high sticker price, and those names could split as well. Now, if they do, that remains to be seen. Again, there's only been two in the S&P 500, two this year, the big ones, Tesla and Apple. Let's see if we get that continuation, but I think we do. Again, with the prices going up across the board, I think it's a really smart idea. So that's just my 2 cents on it. Now, in regards to all-time highs, I do think we'll get there. I still think we're going to get to the upside. There's a lot more upside to spy. I've said it already. My target on in the next 12 months on the S&P 500 is 4,000. I know people are going to think I'm crazy, but that's my call. And right now, remember 33.97 on E-mini futures is your all-time high. We're at 33.69. about what, $27, 27 points away from that. We could easily get there, and that's very interesting there. So again, kind of the watch list I'm watching again. The four is Nvidia, Apple, Spy, Tesla. That's what I'm watching. So that's where we are today. Okay, ask some questions. Good morning. Good morning. Diego says good morning. Alonzo, good morning. Carlos, got Halo 3 soundtrack playing. Nice. Thoughts on Snap and Square calls. All right, let's take a look at Snap together. The Halo 3 soundtrack is what I listen to when I working and I'm trading. Looking at Snap here, Snap is basically just treading. Here you see a descending triangle. It looks like it wants to break out above that 200. I wouldn't want to play anything here until you get above 2258. So I'd skip it. Square has been an absolute winner. Again, another descending triangle here as well. You could see it's right at the 200. If you want to play puts, 137.29. If you want to play calls, you have to get above 150 to be sure. The number will affect silver, right? I don't know what number you see that. Where do you see AMD hitting? AMD, I had the 83 calls, and we made profit on it yesterday. So awesome. It's in the money now. I closed it out. I made some money. I made 55%, but it's definitely bull flagging, and I like it. I bought some $100 calls really cheap for next week, last week. So again, I'm all for it. Let's see if we get that squeeze. 87.29 is the all-time high. I think we get there by next week. AMD, Nvidia, the chips are absolutely on fire, so I'm sticking with that. Thoughts on ATVI? I like ATVI long term, but when it comes to the actual stock to like the option, I don't trade the option, and there's nothing to trade here. No charges for canceled orders. Yep. Do you get charged for make your swing for canceled order? Yep. No, there's no charges on that. Any thoughts on FB? FB, I'm still bullish. I own some calls on it. So again, with the Nasdaq pushing up, it's bouncing right off the 100. I think we get a little more continuation today. The Nasdaq is up pre-market of about 0.5%. Why would Apple want to borrow money if they're sitting on their own cash to cover buyback? Keep in mind that cash on hand, a lot of it's overseas. Like I said, they'd rather borrow money at less than 1% than pay taxes on it. So again, it's an accounting thing than anything else. Should I average down on my gold 200 calls? No, no, we don't average down. If it's a loss, it's a loss. I'm still holding it. But again, you have until August 28th. Never average down. If Tesla breaks 1650, are you going to put out another call? I sold all of 5 yesterday at a bag. Nice, Jacob. Yeah, I'll be watching it. Definitely. I am watching Tesla today. Let's see if we can get a little snack out of that thing. We sent it out to the members. They caught it. I caught it and I laddered it and I still got a bag. So very nice. Thoughts on HD? I love HD long term. Love it. Option? Eh. I actually bought some HD, believe this week. Thoughts on SLV for a trick trade? SLV is definitely bouncing. 25.18 is your level. Break that, and then you could probably do another quick trade on SLV as we get a bounce. What do you consider good volume for calls and puts? Anything over 1,000. So I talked about this on Twitter yesterday. Disney was breaking out, and I have some calls on Disney, but they had some unusual options activity of about 16, 17,000 volume on next week's 135s. I love that. I love riding those waves. So I think they do get a breakout. It is bull flagging here on Disney, and I think it's for next week anyways. So I love this trade. I have conviction on it. Where's SLV going? SLV is bouncing back up. You could see it here. Nice, actually bull flagging to 25.18. You could see 25.18. We'll get back to around 27. BA actually slid from the rotation. You could see this is your industrial rotation and then the rotation back to tech, and we came back down. So nothing really to play here on that. You're in no man's land. Qualcomm definitely has some running room. Sure. 116.28. Yep, they're looking very nice. I didn't see a lot of volume yesterday, so I decided to skip it. We played AMD instead. How are Disney calls looking? I just talked about it. Bull flagging. I love it. BA, nothing going on there. GS, we played that this week, caught some money on it. And of course, here's your rotation out of financials. I like financials as the bond yields keep going up. So GS is a stock I do like. I don't own it. But again, if you want to play GS again, 216 is your break to the upside. Mr. Rally on Tesla yesterday, good to buy before a split. That's really up to you. If your reasoning of buying a stock is just because they're going to split, that's really up to you. But I like the stock. I've owned it already. So I just added to it. And I traded it yesterday. Do you expect some indexes pullback today? No, I don't. I think we're going to get a bull push today. TGT, I don't own it. I sold it. It is continuing to the upside. But again, any kind of retail, I mean, TGT is not that bad. Options, I've only traded options on TGT once. I made some money on it. Thoughts on Walmart? Same thing. It's more of a treading water there. It's pretty much ranging. TGT seems like a better play for options. Is it okay to get into year YTD SPY calls? I don't know what YTD is. Is it year to date? I just said that the stocks I'm looking at are Nvidia, Apple, SPY, and Tesla. God, GLD, you mean? I just talked about Target. I'm not going to repeat that. GLD, yes. GLD looking to bounce. 185.64 is your level. If you do break that, we're going to come back again. Again, GLD had a big flush down. Again, a lot of just basically a liquidation on that. It'll bounce back. GLD doesn't work that way. So does silver. So again, you're going to get a bounce back on those names. What about GLD? Just said it. There's been more bags this month than I've seen since May. GAR is absolutely killing today. Runners making that long repeatedly. You're welcome, Jacob. Just want to say for the info, hope you're welcome. Thank you so much. We bought a SPY call yesterday. How are we on it? Good. I'm holding on to that thing. Again, we're getting a nice bull flag on SPY. I have them. And I think we get 338.28 break to the upside. Year to date, yesterday. Oh, yeah. Year to date. Yesterday, excuse me. Is it still to get in? Yes, I'm still on those SPY calls. Apple, I am still long on it, and we're breaking out actually. So you could take a look here. I even said it on Twitter. We are breaking out on Apple and Nvidia. Nvidia looks really nice. I may have to play that. May have to play it today. How do you describe runner? How do you do runner? Runner's very simple, guys. If you have 10 contracts on an option and you have 40%, close 9 of them, leave one, move the stop loss to break even, and just let it ride. Just as long as it doesn't hit a stop loss and you close out whenever the hell you want. That's where we are. AAL for the last one for the road. AAL at the 100-day moving average. Again, you got the rotation. Industrials and banks, banks and tanks got rotated out after 2 days of being boosted. Now it's tech. So there's no calls in AAL. I did play it, so either way, that's where we are. Sorry, I jumped in a bit late. Did you already talk AMD? Yes, I talked AMD, and 8303 is a nice break point. 8729 would be your next target. I like NVIDIA a little more here than AMD, but if you wanted to play AMD, make sure it stays above 8320, and then you can start taking a look at maybe targeting the 85s for next week for AMD. But AMD looks nice. The chip makers, guys, AMD, NVIDIA. Micron, stay the hell away. They got downgraded. So there you go. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome for the gems. All right, guys, make sure if you love this kind of stuff, Twitter, it's free. It's not a premium Twitter. It's not a basic Twitter. I put a lot of cool stuff up there, a lot of retweets of news, and sometimes I talk about what's flagging. If you were a follower on Twitter, you caught Tesla with us because I even said Tesla was squeezing, and you got it. You're not going to get all that on Instagram, by the way, but on Twitter, it does come out. Just a heads up. So what does NVIDIA make AMD jump? Yes, they're part of the same sector. So real quick, a little tip. When you're doing your charting, do this hierarchy. Indexes, sectors, individual. So for example, NASDAQ, NASDAQ is your index, semiconductors, and then what the stocks you like in the semiconductors. Things move in sectors. So for example, another one, S&P 500, banks, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Citibank, like that. Break it, do a top-down approach when you're doing your charts. Right now, you're seeing the movement in semiconductors. So again, the two best semiconductors for me to play, AMD and Nvidia always. Those are the two. Those are my babies. I trade them and I do very well with them. So a little knowledge for you, a little tip for you guys. S&P 500 with Carlos as president. Right, right. No thanks. I want to keep my soul. I don't want to be a politician. So, guys, we'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for your time. GARCapitalFX.com is the website. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, bottom right-hand corner. If you want to do another live session with me, make sure to follow us on Twitter. Whatever, if we get to 10,000 followers on Twitter, or 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, or 100,000 followers on Instagram, whichever comes first, I'll do another live session with you guys. So you let me know. Have a great rest of your day, guys. If we can have Tesla Cup, let us know. Don't want to miss a bag today. I will let you know what happens if you remember. All right, have a good one, guys. Talk to you guys later.